Welcome back to Airgun Academy, the series that helps you find the right airgun for all your needs. In the past few episodes, we covered maintenance on different types of airguns. For this episode, we're moving on to a different topic. Today we'll be going over dot sights and how they help to shoot your airgun. Dot sights will help you get on target quickly, and if you have eyesight problems, they will offer the best compromise between precision and clarity. A dot sight is not the same as a laser. A laser projects its light onto the target like a flashlight, where everybody can see it. But with a dot sight, the shooter is the only one who can see the dot because everything is contained inside the optical package on top of the gun. A dot sight is similar to telescopic sights, but it offers different advantages. Unlike telescopic sights, most dot sights do not magnify the target. Looking through dot sights is like looking through a clear window. The advantage is that your target can be acquired much quicker. And since the dot is illuminated, it's easily distinguished from your target. The dots come in several different colors, and some sights can switch from one color to another to help the shooter in different lighting conditions. The red dot is the oldest kind, so sometimes they're called red dot sights, even though they can also be green or blue. Shooters need to select the dot color that contrasts best with their target. That's why sights offering more than a single color dot are handy for hunters, whose lighting conditions change as they move around. It's important to understand that dot sights are electrical and run on batteries. There are older optical sights from the first half of the 20th century that show a dot on the target without any artificial illumination. Those sights used optics to create the dot, which is much larger than today's dot. They were first used by the military in World War II. Then they were adapted for shotguns in the 1940s. Today's dot sights have a tiny lamp inside the sight that illuminates the dot electrically. Also, many dot sights have rheostats, or switches, to adjust the brightness of the dot. It's important to make the dot just bright enough to see against the target, because the brighter it becomes, the wider the dot grows, covering up more and more of the target. Dot sights are not as precise as telescopic sights because they don't magnify the target. They're more on par with good aperture sights, but much easier to learn. Looking through a dot sight is so intuitive that most shooters pick it up right away. Because the dot has some width, it's going to cover up some of your target. A hunter won't have much of a problem with this, but a target shooter trying to shoot tight groups at a long distance might have a problem because the dot may cover up too much of the target for precise aiming. To use a dot sight, just turn it on. Adjust the brightness. And sight the rifle by placing the dot where you want the pellet to go. If the gun is sighted in, that's all you have to do. Like all other sights, the dot can only be sighted in for one distance. At other distances, the shooter must have the dot above the target depending on how far away it is. Remembering to turn on your dot sight is fairly obvious. If you don't do it right, there's nothing to see. And don't forget to turn it off after you're using it. It's fine to have it on while you're shooting, but if you leave it on for a few hours after, the battery will die. Using a dot sight is very easy. Imagine that the dot is the center of a scope reticle where the crosshairs intersect. When you adjust the sight, the dot is what you're moving. The adjustments of a dot sight are identical to those used for the crosshair reticle on a telescopic sight. We covered that in episode 13. So review it if you need assistance. You can move the dot vertically and horizontally. How much the dot moves will vary from sight to sight, but it will complement the precision of the sight. In other words, you can adjust a 2-inch dot by only 1/8 of an inch. Dot sights are electronic sights that place a dot where the crosshairs of the scope would intersect. Dot sights usually don't magnify the target, making them faster to acquire. Dots come in 3 different colors: red, blue, and green. Dots can be adjusted to different intensities. Use the lowest brightness you can see for the greatest precision. Don't forget to turn off the sight after use. Mount a dot sight the same way you would mount a scope. Adjust the dot sight as you would a scope. Your goal is for the pellet to go wherever you place the dot. Keep on watching, and we'll help you find the right airgun for all your shooting needs. Check back for more episodes that deal with all types of airguns for a variety of uses. Thanks for watching Airgun Academy. Stay tuned for another great lesson from Pyramyd Air.